The Lightkeeper's Promise. The world outside the window was sharp with a cold autumn edge, but inside, a fiercer storm raged. Katie, a vessel holding two whole, hopeful lives, felt the fever take root like a burning vine. The air in the CCU was thin with worry, thick with the scent of sterile determination. Doctors and nurses moved in a blur, but for Katie, time stood still, listening only to the rhythmic thump of two tiny hearts beneath her own. She wasn't alone. In the shadows and the light, a legion watched. Raziel, the oldest and quietest, stood guard, his very presence a shield against the rising tide of fear. Hold fast, a voice seemed to whisper, not in her ears, but deep in the soul where motherhood resides. Your purpose is not yet complete. They need your light. The decision was an act of profound, desperate love. To release her daughters into the world early, to give her own lungs room to fight. The sterile room became an altar. And then, a sound, not one, but two, perfect, impossibly fragile cries. Aurora, dawn, Eva, life. Two lights separated, but forever linked by the journey they shared in the storm. Raziel and his company followed the tiny, precious cargo. Into the NICU, the place where the very newest heroes begin their fight, they hovered, unseen, weaving a blanket of courage. Days turned to nights of small victories. Katie, breathing deeply on her own, moved one step closer to her own dawn. She dreamt of the light that never left her side. And the twins, Aurora and Eva, grew strong. They shed their need for extra breath, absorbing the quiet, constant prayers that had been whispered from every corner of the world. Soon, all three would leave the hospital's silver cocoon, carrying the memory of the light. They would step into the future, a mother and her daughters, forever knowing that a prayer is just a whisper that asks the brightest stars to listen.